Hello, my name is Timus the Fox, and I'm here to give you some tips on how to take care of your fursuit, namely washing, drying, storing, and spraying your fursuit to ensure that it has a longer lifespan, and also to make sure that it doesn't smell bad. It is very important to contact your fursuit maker first and ask them what is the best course of action in taking care of your suit. They have the most knowledge in taking care of your suit, so be sure to ask them. Disclaimer: I am not responsible for any damages that you may make during this tutorial. We will begin this tutorial with a full suit first. If you do not have a full suit, be sure to skip this part. Be sure to turn your full suit inside out. After you put your suit inside out, now is the time to fold it neatly. Be sure to make sure that there is no loose furs, so that way it doesn't get stuck in the washing machine. For this process, I will be using a front loader washer. I fold my fursuit and put it in the washer. Next, I change the setting to delicates and make sure that the setting is on cold and slow spin cycle. Do not worry about soil and pre-soak. These are not necessary. What is necessary is that you make absolutely sure that your washer is set to delicates and it is set to cold cycle and slow spin cycle. Be sure to put in some Woolite Delicate into the machine. The Woolite Delicate is the main detergent that fursuiters use to clean their fursuits. Once your fursuit is done washing, take it out of the washer. Do not put it in the dryer. Whatever you do not put your fursuit inside of a dryer. Instead, we are going to dry it with fans. So we're going to take it into another room and we're going to neatly set it up on the floor. The reason why is because you don't want to hang your full suit when it's completely wet, because it will stretch and it will break your fursuit. What we are going to do now is that we're going to turn our fursuit outside in and to show the fur. Once we do, we set up a hanger dryer. You can buy these on Amazon for around $40. And we place it inside the fursuit. We connect it to an outlet and let it dry. Next, we brush our full suit, making sure that everything is not matted. In order to brush your suit, you might want to get a brush similar to this one. You will brush your suit in the opposite direction, not in the front direction. If you were to brush it in the right direction, you will pull off fur. Brush the fursuit to make sure it comes out of its matted state. Be very careful while you're brushing, however, because you may tear some fur out accidentally. So be very careful when you brush your suit. And be sure to do both sides of the fursuit, front and back, and make sure to get the heavily matted areas such as the buttocks, the armpits, and some areas such as the legs. The drying process will take several hours, so please be very patient when drying your suit. After about 3 to 4 hours, hang your fursuit and now start drying it this way. Most of the water from the suit should be gone, so no stretching will occur. If you notice the placement of my fans, I am improvising. Now, if you have other fans that can be placed very easily, then I suggest you do that. However, the fans that I have cannot be placed as easily, so I improvise and put them in some awkward positions just to make sure that the suit dries faster. Every 30 minutes, you should check back on your fursuit and change the direction of the fans to make sure they dry different parts of the suits that are still wet. And you will have to do this process several times until the entire fursuit is dry. Make sure that you are brushing your suit to make sure it is not matted. Your suit should look something like this, smooth and looking very nice and new. Our next tutorial will explore how to clean your head. I don't typically wash my head in the washer. I instead wash it in the tub. But what I do here is that I get 2 bowls. I fill one bowl with clean, cold water, and then I fill the other one with Woolite Delicate. Next, I put paper towels over the eyes to protect them from water. This process will take several minutes, but you typically dab the wet towel over your fursuit head and make sure that every single part of the fur is wet. Next, I add the Woolite Delicate water and dab it all over the suit. I do this several times throughout the process. Afterwards, I take another towel and I try and wash off as much of the detergent as possible. Rinse the head once again to make sure that most of the woolite delegate is off of the head. After you washed your fursuit head, we're going to put it in the same room, put it on a towel, and we're going to blow it with fans. We're going to brush the head the same way we brushed the full suit. Once again, this process will take several hours, so be sure to check up on it every once in a while. I recommend every 30 minutes to come and brush your suit every so often, and to change the location of the fans to dry the areas that are still wet on your suit. After about 6 to 7 hours, your suit should be completely dry. Once it is dry, make sure that the inside is completely dry. Your head should look something like this. Next, we will be washing the feet paws. We will wash the feet paws the same way we wash the full suit, but instead, we are going to clean the soles of the feet to make sure that any dirt that is on the feet paws is out. We're going to clean it as much as possible. Afterwards, we're going to put it in a pillowcase, and we're going to tie that pillowcase and put it in the washer and set it to cold and low spin cycle. Like all the other processes, you're going to brush your feet paws the same way you brush the full suit and the head. Once you are done with the feet paws, make sure that they're completely dry inside out. The next part we'll be doing will be the hand paws. The hand paws are exactly the same as the feet paws. The hand paws typically dry faster because I typically put them on top of the fan. Every 30 minutes, I change the direction of the paw, and then I switch paws every now and then to dry them. Next up is the tail. Now the tail shouldn't have any problems. You should be able to put it in a pillowcase just like the feet paws and hand paws, and you should wash it the same way once it is done washing. And typically what I do with the tail is that I put it against the wall to dry. Next to wash is the padding. Now typically we have stuffing inside of our paddings, so what we do is that we take out the padding. You do not need to follow this step if you don't have a Digigrade full suit. However, if you do have a Digigrade full suit and you have stuffing as demonstrated in this video, the wise thing to do is to take out all the stuffing that is inside and to wash them. Next, I get rid of the excess fur or any other part that may be stuck on the padding to make sure it's completely clean. Then we put it in the washer, and once again we set delicate in cold and low spin cycle. After it is washed, we dry it the same way as we dry everything else. The next step is storing your fursuit. After you have made sure that every single part of your fursuit is dry, now it is time to store it in your closet. For the full suit, we get a covering such as this and make sure that everything is brushed before we put it inside of it. We hang it and we put it in the closet. Never store your full suit folded up and in a box. Next, we'll get the tail and we'll brush it one last time. Make sure that it's not matted. Then we put in a tote box along with the paws. Now typically I put the head, the hand paws, and the tail in the same box. And typically I store it on the very top of the shelf. Next are the feet paws. Typically I get a separate tote box for these. You don't have to, but I like to be more organized with storing my suit. And just like the other tote box, I put it on the top of the shelf. The very last step is your paddings. Now, make sure they're completely dry, then restuff them. We're going to put them in a separate tote box. And once again, we're going to store them on the high shelf. Now, a few pointers to know. You must store your fursuit in a cool environment. Do not store your fursuit in a humid environment. And never store your fursuit in light, especially in direct sunlight. You don't have to always wash it after you wear it, but typically you wash your suit once every 5 uses, or after every con. Now, what is spraying your suit exactly? Spraying your suit requires some tools. I do not recommend getting cleaner products such as Febreze. I would recommend to use water and isopropyl alcohol mix. And we're going to have a spray with us, and we're going to have a separate 3-ounce spray. It is time to make the isopropyl water mix. How to make this mix is that you're going to make 2 ounces of water and 1 ounce of isopropyl alcohol. Once you have done so, mix them well and let them sit for several seconds. Once you have done so, pour them into the 3-ounce spray and make sure to mix. This spray will be used to keep your fursuit from getting a bad smell and to keep it clean. This next step will show you how to spray your fursuit. Now typically for your hand paws, I spray them once or twice in each hand. For your full suit, you're going to turn it inside out and then you're going to hang it. Once you hanged it, spray it with your isopropyl mix around areas that are most associated with foul smell, such as your armpits, your buttocks, your crotch, and your back. Next, you're going to spray your feet paws. Your feet paws will be sprayed the same way as your hand paws were. You're going to spray once or twice in each one. The head is a more complicated issue because we do not want to spray directly into the eyes. So what we do is we get 2 paper towels and split them. Each paper towel will be used for the eyes. Place the paper towel around the eyes, making sure that they're completely covered. Once you do, you are ready to spray the inside of your head. I spray the inside of my head 3 to 4 times, all around. Once we sprayed the inside of the head, we are going to remove the paper towels from the eyes, and then we're going to place our fursuit head on top of the fan. Once again, you can get these fans at Walmart and they are perfect for drying your fursuit head. And we're going to set it to the highest power setting. Make sure that the head is ventilated. And that is how you take care of your fursuit. Your fursuit should last for a very long time and should serve you for many great adventures to come. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. My name is Timus the Fox and I hope to see you all next time.